Hey you guys, this is Toya and thank you for watching Toya JTV. Today I want to share with you my 3 ways that you can prevent heat damage to your hair. This was a requested video from one of you lovely subscribers, and I just want to let you all know that if any of you ever have a request that you want me to talk about, you can either reply to whatever video you're watching, or you can email me at toya@latoyajonesblog.com, and I will try my best to get all of your questions answered if I have not answered them already. Okay, so today we want to talk about the 3 ways to avoid heat damage to your hair. And the first and most important way to avoid heat damage to your hair is the frequency in which you use heat. Okay, so that means that I suggest that you do not use heat more than once per week. So once per week or less is when you should use heat. And I say less meaning sometimes when you shampoo your hair, you don't have to use heat at all. If you're doing like a curly style, like a roller set or some kind of set where you don't need like direct heat from a flat iron, you just need maybe like the heat from a blow dryer, that would be even better. Or if you did like a twist, if you're twisting your hair, sometimes you can let that air dry. But the only thing about letting it air dry is you want to give yourself enough time to let it completely dry so that it's not frizzy. If your twist out is ever damp, it's gonna frizz up on you. So you just want to make sure it's completely dry. But you do not want to use your flat iron more than once per week. I know some people will tell me, well, I have to bump my hair, sometimes it'll be flat right here, or this piece will be sticking up. What do I do about that? Okay, do not use heat. Okay, I'm telling you guys, because one little bump here or there turns into another bump here or there, and another one, and next thing you know, you're flat ironing your hair every day. Do not do this. Okay, you will definitely cause damage to your hair. So if you ever see that, let's say you unwrap your hair and there's a piece that's just sticking straight up, or it's not curled or anything like that, what you would need to do is get a roller. Okay, get a roller and roll that part up as tight as you can. You're not gonna put heat on it. Okay, so you're gonna roll it up and leave it that way until you're gonna finish getting dressed and getting ready and everything like that, and leave your hair that way until you get to, before you get ready to leave the house. I've known some people to ride with rollers in their car. If that's what floats your boat, go right ahead and do it. Just remember to take your rollers out before you get to work, or before you get to your baby's school, or wherever you're going. Okay, a lot of times that will take that dent or that crease or whatever out of the hair, so that way you don't have to use your flat iron. Also, another way you can avoid heat damage to your hair is not only the frequency, but the actual temperature of your flat iron. So if you have thin, fine hair, you should not be using the maximum setting on your flat iron. Okay, I always advise people, you want to use the heat that's the lowest but still the most effective on your hair. So you never want to just crank it all the way up unless you have extremely thick and coarse hair. Okay, then and only then will it be okay to use the setting on the highest, use the heat on the highest setting. So what you want to do is, if you have thin or fine hair, you want to use it between like 300 and 350, no more than 375. If you have medium hair, like it's not real thick, it's not real thin, it's not real coarse, but it's not real fine, you could probably use yours between 375 and 400, but no more than 425. And like I said, if you have extremely coarse, thick hair, then you can use your setting between 425 and 450. Okay, which is the highest. So if your flat iron goes up to 450 and you have that thick hair, then you can use it, but like I said, no more than once a week. And you definitely do not want to use that high setting on your hair if you are trying to flat iron your hair on a daily basis, because that is a surefire way to cause heat damage to your hair, and you may not see the effects of it right away. That's the thing about when the hair is being damaged. You may not see the effects of it right away, but over time you'll start noticing that your hair is getting thinner, it's breaking more, it looks like it's, you know, shedding more, and it's just not the same as what it used to be. Okay, so this is the reason why, because gradually as you keep flat ironing that hair over and over and over, you're breaking it down more and more and more. So when you do it that one time after you shampoo your hair, you want to kind of give your hair a break. So in between that week's time or 2 weeks or however long you wash your hair, you want to just wrap it and roll it in between that time. Okay, so moving on, the third thing that will prevent your hair from getting heat damage is you only want to go through the hair one time. Okay, that's one pass with the flat iron, one pass with the curling iron. So when you're flat ironing your hair, you know, a lot of people will say, well, I use the lowest setting, you know, so I'm not going to cause heat damage to my hair. But you're going over that same piece of hair 30 times. That's no better than cranking it up high, you know, and using it, because you're still going over that hair over and over and over and over and over again. What you want to, that's why I said to use the setting that's, you know, basically the highest that you can go, but well, the lowest that you can go, but still effective for your hair. So if you have thick, coarse hair, you have no business using a flat iron that's on 300. That's doing nothing for your hair, because you want the heat from both sides of the plate to penetrate your hair and give you a sleek, you know, look. Okay, so if you have the thick, coarse hair that we talked about earlier, and you're flat ironing your hair, you take that flat iron, when you go through your hair, you should be able to just do it that one time, comb it down, and keep it moving. You don't want to have to keep going over that hair over and over and over and over again. That's basically on the same level as flat ironing your hair every day. So even if you flat iron your hair once a week or once every 2 weeks, if you're continuously going over the same strands of hair 4 and 5 times, that's still not good for your hair, and that can also cause heat damage. Alright, you guys, so just to review, the 3 ways to avoid heat damage to your hair are to 1, reduce the frequency of your heat usage to once per week or less. Okay, number 2, you want to use the lowest setting that is the most effective. Okay, so you have to gauge how you know your hair, so you know if you have thick hair, thin hair, or extremely coarse hair, and then you use your heat settings accordingly. And third, you only want to go through the hair with one pass of the flat iron. Okay, if you have your flat iron up and one pass is just not getting it, like say you have it on the highest setting and one pass just does not get it with your flat iron, you need to get a new flat iron. Okay, all right, you guys, that will conclude today's video, and I hope that you guys have learned something. Thank you so much for watching Toya J TV, and I want you all to subscribe to my channel, reply with your feedback or with your questions, and tell a friend to subscribe to me also. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye bye.